Turning my Hollywood recording studio into a 6-day residency might be the dumbest business idea I've ever had.
What's up? I'm Anthony.
I'm Josh.
Danny Lugosi.
Kazi.
I'm Michael.
My name is Rec.
Welcome to the XLNT Studios
Residency.
My name's Parker Ament, and I run XLNT Studios in Los Angeles, California. And I had this idea. What if instead of just doing tutorials and selling sounds online, we actually opened up the studio to the public, brought out producers to Hollywood, and spend a full week together doing something that actually moves their career forward, and really push them to make the best music of their lives. But here's the thing. We've never done this at this scale before. We're talking bringing in producers from different cities, coordinating sessions across multiple studios, guest mentors, live in-person feedback, full schedules for 6 days straight. And yeah, it wasn't cheap to put together either. So the whole time I'm thinking, what if nobody shows up? What if it's awkward? What if it's just not a hit? But then people start pulling up. Suitcases, hard drives, producers flying in from Canada, and immediately the energy was different. You could actually feel it. Everybody was locked in and focused.
The oscillator A level isn't too much. Just there we go.
Now this wasn't just like a class or a course. This was waking up, going straight into sessions, collabing all day, getting private studio sessions to work on your personal music, learning from producers actually doing this for a living, fixing your tracks in real time, getting brutally honest feedback, and then doing it all over again the next day for 6 days straight. All right, so once everyone arrived and got settled, we split into our first collab groups. I honestly spent a lot of time on these pairings, trying to balance experience levels, genres, different styles, making sure every group had the right mix of people to actually make something great together. And honestly, it seemed to be working. Every group sat down in the studio and immediately started cooking, like right away. No awkward silences, just ideas straight from the jump. Every group except for one. One group was having a way harder time getting started than the rest.
I guess that's a question, is what's the mission we're trying to complete right now?
We're just trying to get like the flow of it,
Yeah.
and then let's just start adding shit. Shut the skeleton.
Let's do it, yeah.
Let's do it.
And delete that other MIDI pad.
Get rid of that shit.
I don't mind that vocal.
It wasn't that they had no ideas. They actually had plenty of them. But they'd start something, get a few minutes in, and then someone would have a different idea, and they'd scrap it and start all over. And it kept happening over and over again. You could feel them wanting it to click so bad. But it being difficult to start is actually pretty natural and normal. These are all 3 individual producers that all make music completely different workflows, different ways of starting a track, different instincts. And now they're just like supposed to sync up on literally day 1. It's not really as easy as it sounds. But honestly, just wait until you hear what this group ended up making by the end of the week.
Tapping out?
Yeah, I'm tapping out. Crazy, yeah. Go home and sleep, do my old man things.
Damn.
That's crazy.
Good luck.
Thanks.
Here he goes.
Good night. Later, man.
All right, day 2. Something shifted. The group that was stuck the day before finally found their footing. The ideas stopped being ideas and they started becoming actual tracks.
We got Morgan cooking.
Davis, what's the game plan so far?
Right now, we're just getting started on the project. Alexi's diving in. See what we can do.
And just like that, we're off, baby. Now, every morning, the residents get to sit down with me one-on-one. We get to work on their music, their sound, their career, real conversations about where they're trying to go and what they're trying to do. And at this point, I'm getting to know these guys really well, and honestly surprised at the level they were all at. Everyone who signed up came in as intermediate to advanced producers, which was huge, because now instead of teaching basics, we could jump right in. Everyone is trading tricks, sharing samples, learning from each other. The whole room is literally leveling each other up. All right, Friday morning, I rolled into the studio, and the vibe was totally different. All week, the residents have known that a surprise guest producer is coming in on Friday nights. And not just to hang out. This person is coming in to do live feedback session and a full-on production masterclass. Suddenly, everyone is racing to get their music to a place they're proud of before whoever this person is walks through that door. Finally, at 6 p.m., the legendary OK walks in. And for the next few hours, the residents got something you genuinely cannot get from YouTube. He's all ours. All right, do you have anything to say? What is this song?
Yeah, this is a bass house track. Never made a track this fast. It was the most flow state and fastest I've ever made anything because I barely finished anything ever. Yeah, for me, this is like a little milestone.
Awesome.
Awesome.
That's sick.
Yeah!
I love the fact that you just keep the track moving like all the way through. Just a lot of the bass fills like in that break section, just like always changing and always like keeps you interested. I think that's a really cool like technique. The drop is a lot more percussive other than that one lead. You know, you have a lot of those like, I don't know, like timbali, what are they called? Like this one's called, timbali. It's timbali, right?
Timbal.
The timbal.
The timbal.
The timbal. Super dope. Good stuff.
Let's go. Yeah. Let's go, Lexi. All right, what's up next? Something you want to say before? Okay. All right. I love it.
It sounds great. I love the progression through it. Love the third drop. You know, the driving.
Yeah, bring back third drops, guys. Let's bring back 3 drops. Matt Nas.
I love how ignorant that is.
Yeah, that was what I was going for, I guess.
Yeah.
You have the 4 on the floor and an ignorant ass drop, dude. All right, Davis.
Yeah,
good
like, I picked that up
ears,
immediately. I was
dude.
like, I don't know if that's intentional, but I like it. I was like,
Very
now that I know
cool.
it's intentional, it's even cooler.
What's your artist name?
Zanman.
Zanman.
I even pick it for myself. Like people just call me. A few people call me now. I'm like, I'll just go with that.
Yeah.
If I think of something, but it's right here.
Yeah. Clap it up, baby. Great. Super sick. Now, it's finally Saturday, the final day. Everyone knows what's coming, and everyone has been low-key preparing for this moment all week. We all pile into the big studio and start playing everything that was made that week. And dude, I've been in the sessions, I've been in the one-on-ones all week, so when the final bounces started playing, I knew exactly how far every single one of these tracks has come. Most producers spend years making music alone, never seeing how their music actually lands in a room. But in 1 week, that all changed. And remember that group I was sweating about on day 1 that couldn't get their ideas, they just weren't sunk up? When their track came on, the room lost it. All right, next up. Is this the Resonators?
Yeah.
So tell us, like, when did this get conceived?
It was 2 days in, and we weren't just doing anything. It was just like really difficult to, you know, push anything out.
The first day, you guys were having a hard time getting something started, right?
Yeah. What really helped was the 20-minute challenge. For sure, it just made us stop overthinking, and I'm not gonna lie, that's what really pushed us.
Awesome.
I have like an idea, I just don't know.
This was with Chris and Zan. It was, I think the group of 3 was perfect. We were flowing, ideas were flowing really easily. Chris laid down the drums, so he's so fast with just like finding the right samples and everything. And
Awesome. Was this the 20-minute challenge? Was it before?
Yeah, it was the 20 minutes.
Nice. All right, tell us about this track, dude.
It's a house track. It's a rework of an anti-up track.
Dope.
Dramatic.
Oh, I know that one.
You love low end, man. Your stuff is like heavy. It has weight to it, you know? Thickness. There's girth, dude. It's really, really dope, man. Dude, I feel like that shows me who you guys really are. You know what I'm saying?
That's what this whole thing is about. So yeah, 1 week, 6 days ago, none of that music existed. None of those collabs existed. Most of those people haven't even met. And now they're leaving with finished records, new collaborators, and on a completely different level than when they walked in. If you're watching this and you're serious about your music, you already know if this is something you need. Because at a certain point, watching tutorials, staying at home, only gets you so far. Eventually, you need to be in that room. That's what this is. 6 days at XLNT Studios in Hollywood, daily one-on-ones, collab sessions, a surprise guest producer, and a listening party to close it all out. We're opening up applications for the next residency right now. We keep it small on purpose so we can actually work with you, push your music, and get results like what you just watched. Link is in the description. Apply. We go through every single application by hand, and if it's a fit, we'll see you in the studio.
It's worth every penny. I made a lot of really good connections, good friends. We're already planning for a reunion because it was that tight. Probably the best thing I've spent for like the last probably like 5 to 10 years.
And it's totally worth the experience. There's never a right time to take a week off work. Honestly, guys, it's been the best week of my life.
You got people of all different skill levels here. There's no aspect of this where it's like you might not be ready. We got beginners, we got novice, we got advanced, and everyone's hanging out together.
I feel confident in my ability now. So you get this feeling of confidence. Everybody is no ego, everybody's so helpful. We're all here to support each other, and we're killing it. It's been the most rewarding experience I've had, even better than having my child. I don't have a child.
My favorite part of the residency was the creative space that was created here. You could just sit in a room and people would walk in, see what you're working on. Maybe they jump in, do their 2 cents.
You know, everyone's so good. Everyone's like so cracked. Just being able to like get that inspiration is like amazing.
What surprised me the most was how much talent there is here. So many producers here with just amazing creativity.
Feedback session last night was pretty awesome. Having OK in the studio, I was pretty starstruck. Letting him hear our tracks was a moment I'll never forget.
Just because somebody makes something completely different than you doesn't mean you can't learn from them. Put your wall down, share what you know, they'll share what you know, everybody will be better off.
I like how like chill everybody here is. There was not much pressure. Pretty vibe with everybody straight away.
I have 2 words. Do it. But you're gonna have to fight for a spot because I'm coming back.